Hello, people. My name is Kali Boss. The only boss. Oh, wait, what else? Have you heard? Wait, do you know that Tap Tap Send is live in Texas? Oh, you didn't know? We went to New York. Now we are live in Texas. So people in Texas and around, all you have to do is to download Tap Tap Send. Yes, Tap Tap Send has become the most unique, secure, and fast way of sending money across the world to your loved ones anywhere. Okay, so download Tap Tap Send on Google Play Store or App Store, and when you're in Texas or around, you just have to put in the code TXGH. What did I say? TXGH, and you get $10 for your first transaction you make. But yeah, Mahama media, Texas, you drew her. Very soon we'll conquer everywhere. Download Tap Tap Send now on Google Play and App Store. Tap Tap Send, it's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
Capstone E Global Consult Limited. Jumekuo bi a omo fa registered nurses, drivers a omo GCC license, NFA securities. Edi omo ko amaya hodro bi so te se Dubai, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, NFA USA. Na mene wo kasa sisi akra. Omo per registered nurses. Edi omo ko USA. Akoye juma ko jisika pudro. Anne. Na enye we po. Capstone E Global Consult Limited. Esanso boama. Sa wo peka atofri amanone. Omo be ye ho hyehyeye nyina ma. Na won satimi aka. Ka biara e dawa kuma so wa bra wo mre ho enti omo se bra omo so ye sesi a wo be hu omo Otema community 9 omo ni Ashama Timber Market ene din hwe anim anase fra omo en 0599 183083 anase 0302 986573 amanone fo so fra omo +821 021811 Capstone E Global Consult Limited. Your success is our business.
Check now, check it, check it, check it. That beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it, check it. Check it, check it. Check it, check it, check it, check it. Green select glucometer. Check it, check it, check it, check it. Sugar level for check it, check it, check it, check it. Check it, check it, check it, check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Wrapping up the week in grand style with my people, Monday through to Friday, Showbiz Daily. It has been nothing but the best of experience. It has been nothing but great content. And I know that you guys have enjoyed everything we have done. But let me also use this to announce to you, even before we start active conversation, that on Sunday, all things being equal, if the good Lord has not descended, or if Jesus Christ rather has not descended onto earth, then we are sure going to meet again on Sunday on Sammy Flex Connect. And I know it has been big. It has been big. And I know next Sunday it is going to be crazier because we will be discussing the Yvonne memoir. We'll be talking about that. And I know so many people have a lot to say about that already. So you guys should be on standby. Sunday, 7 p.m. Boom! Everywhere will be in the world. We will still be coming your way from that particular end of the time. And I want you guys to be a part of it. But in the studio, the gentlemen are seated for us to do today's edition of Showbiz Daily, wrapping up the week in a grand style like we mentioned earlier. Let me say thanks to you for always being a part of it. Chemo in Team Dodo Solomon is here. Nana Reagan is also here. And of course, I have Roland Amate. We are about to go harder. In Team Dodo Solomon is a digital content strategist. He is our online manager at Sammy Flex TV, or better still Flex Entertainment. And I also have Nana Reagan, who is the road manager and manager of Wendy, Shay, as well as Roland Amate, who happens to be the manager of, that's your artist in Jordan, what's his name? Oh, Jordan.
Yes.
He's where? Tanzania. Well, Jordan. and the song is called Neoni.
Yeah,
Neoni. I know it. And the song is called Neoni. You guys have to go listen to that song. And the official video is out now.
No, it will be out on Saturday.
On Saturday. Okay, that's tomorrow. So guys, go check it out. Let's see what we can do. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Digital Rasta is called Currency, still handling our camera for us. Richie Flex is the editor, director of the show. And I have just one name, Sammy Flex. Tap Send is still here. If you want to send money to anybody. Hey, I have kept one message from you guys. Oh,
Hey.
I don't know if it is today's Friday or next Friday. Ekuban said he was going to send us some money for Friday. Oh,
Oh, it's today.
Today is Friday. It's a free.
no, I forgot him.
fantastic
I forgot.
Friday.
No, I was supposed to tell you guys long. Yee. He mentioned it last Sunday,
Then it's Friday.
but he said next week.
That was
No. If someone says something on a Sunday and it says next week,
It's Friday.
No.
There's Ghanaian attitude. Normally we say
Next week
during
is
weekend.
Friday.
I forgot.
Yeah.
If you want to be technical, then next 2 weeks.
Oh no, I forgot. Seriously, I forgot. Because he said I should tell you guys that next Friday he send your Friday gig. Oh. It's today, eh?
Yes, today. So just remind us today. Because when
Hello,
you check the
man.
calculation, it's
Okay, then you guys should give me a message already.
Hello,
Live on the set. Tell him we are live on the set.
We are live.
Friday edition.
So we
Aha.
are waiting for the Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
Church service fee.
I beg you, I've not told them, I just told them. So I'm confused whether it's this Friday or next Friday.
Friday.
So respond to them before we close the show.
Yeah.
Live on the set. Alright, so this message was sent live on the set to Ekuban, just to make sure that we are not telling lies. And if the money is coming, I know it to come in the form of tap send. That's why you also have to get your app downloaded on your phone, put in your bank details, use the promo code SammyFlex, and with this, I believe you are good to go. Now let's move on into other serious matters. I want to read this story from Mr. Drew. And if Richie has the story set, let's read it and I'll come back to get the views of my people. So Mr. Drew is saying something. I know ever since he exited from highly spiritual, looks like there seems to be no peace anywhere. Firing salvos from left, right, and center. Whilst Kewa, the CEO, is firing, his artists are also firing. Okay, his former artist is also firing. Former artist is also firing. Now, Richie, the headline is missing. Unless you want me to read from another source, but if I have to read from that source, then yes. So this is it. It says, you are not doing artists a favor if they are signed to your label. You make profit too. Hey, this is a direct shot. Direct shot. You are not doing artists a favor if they are signed to your label, and that is what Mr. Drew is saying to artist managers. Now let me read the story. It says, Mr. Drew has asked or has kicked against the narrative that seeks to describe the works of artist managers and record label owners as rendering favors instead of the execution of duties. According to him, artists and their management usually form a partnership, and there is an exchange of benefits from both ends when profits start setting in. I want everybody to pay attention to this. It says, according to him, artists and their management usually form a partnership, and there is an exchange of benefits from both ends when profit starts setting in. In an exclusive conversation on Ghana Web TV, he told Talkatainment host Elsie Lema that this year's hitmaker said, if somebody is on a label to work, it is work. Don't see it as the label is giving you the platform or the opportunity. You are there to work, and when the money starts coming in, the label is going to take their cut. So it is not some sort of grace or favor they are rendering to you. Recently, Mr. Drew has been making waves on social media as a result of his abrupt exit from the highly spiritual record label after a period of 5 years. The record label founder, Kewa, has been throwing some subtle jabs at Mr. Drew on social media after the former refused to renew his contract which ended in the latter part of 2022. This development has somewhat sparked the conversations of artists abandoning their record labels after becoming well established and finding their feet in the industry. Drill was first runner-up at the MTN Hitmaker Season 6 in 2017, after which he was signed. That was where he said Kewa was not doing him a favor. After which he was signed to Highly Spiritual Music, founded by music producer and engineer Kewa. End of the story. Now let's come to the studio. Is Drill right or Drill is wrong? Nana Regan is managing one of the top artists here in Ghana. Oh, Richie wants us to watch a video. Okay, no problem. Then let's watch the video quickly, then we'll come back to do the conversation proper.
To work is work. You understand? Don't see it as the label is giving you the somebody's on the label to work is work. You understand? Don't see it as the label is giving you the platform or the opportunity. You are there to work, because when the money starts coming, the label is gonna take their cut. You get it? So it's not any adum now BL. Somebody's on the label to work is work. You understand? Don't see it as the label is giving you the platform or the opportunity. You are there to work, because when the money starts coming, the label is gonna take their cut. You get it? So it's not any adum now BL.
Well, so this is a confirmation that the website did not tell any lie. Facts in Nana, yanko, and I'm going to yanko started Friday. Kuba na her message into your channel. The Obeka. What's your message into your channel? Obeka meet your way.
I think Masama do work, and it's not different from some of these artists and management conversations we've been having in the past years or months. The Lydia no a bit sad time I can way. And so because we artists now call label biswa and favor na label in business sense it is nothing but the reality. In business sense it is nothing but the reality. But you see that such business conversation, me personally in Oregon, I wish no artist in this country says that.
Start again. I'm sorry. I was a little distracted. Yeah.
I'm saying that what Mr. Dew is saying, in business sense, it is the reality. He is speaking the truth. Say, in fact, any artist in Kwan, label, so about business, don't see it's a company now or employ or contract or you fever. A Juma now or Kwakoye. And to say Juma now or Kwakoye, you will Juma according to what your contract states. But me Nana Regan there, because of your environment there, anyhow I had you mediate. Me matana kada say yeah hanom neba na ye di nkomo bi mu say ya. Ma ye yi morals in free mu. And my ye yi morals in free mu. Because I had some of the beginning of some of these businesses now not one now come. That's I mean. Obi a wa ben artist that I say record label that I say manager be that be him how some of this journey begins. In the story, they stated clearly say no say label no artist no a partnership. Say oka so only obi a partnership. And then meti he say brasa me maba na me say Sammy flexi me won say brasa me o bon homo de nyama akoso ntin me nya sike bi. Me person me know a partnership deal. Maybe I introduce you other content, ideas be mo nyama bia. E bia nya me idea na match be person ne pe e hon komo na yibidi. Content and the cost will be discussed. So you discuss it because I want us to do partnership no. Ye be check. Say okay na Regan. See amateur say person partnership. Content na e dey ba no cost intensive. Into no yakeka nyama bom no estimated cost for each episode be say be at 20,000 Ghana cedis. Into 20,000 Ghana cedis no me as a flex me person me fa be 15,000 now offer 5,000 rand. And I say maybe to 15,000 some flex the 5,000 account being based on agreement and I say letter and I say contract in na ye be to my sign. And to be discovery, that is partnership.
That's partnership.
Be a contributing.
Okay.
But you see some of
but in the form of artists, what they also bring on board is their talent.
Yes, but we shouldn't forget that the talent alone does not make someone a musician.
But that is what they bring on board. That is their part of the partnership. Yes.
Yeah. That is what you bring on board. But you see, every label be our or pretty. We don't have that 360 labels here where I'm an artist. Some labels will ask you to go and bring financiers.
Yeah.
Ubu on my ben ko say why na you finance why na wow in terms of finance answer na obe accept you. Nti so obi embusa wo say why na be finance you. Na say or no agi tum say e bia based on no won say one or okita dimbi or studio bi e bi ono a bibi kakra wo den nsem nti no ono afa e bi krapo e fa wo wi ansa na ono krapa adwen contract sem e bi mu fa wi out of I don't know, out of love, yes. Anything I make say, my morals, because a boom on man, and any panel talent pen or shena. I can say, okay, because you have extraordinary talent in bra, and I mean who so talented than you know, we perceive no and your partnership na sign contract be any baby. Yen na yen plan yen busa I say. See bedi no cram my one. Drew before who K1. Sa statements no yen no obeti me every artist in this country make some of these comments and answer statements when Ofelese withdrew. And nipa na ono de wo shas here no they take 90% risk of the partnership deal you want to do with them. They invest a lot thinking say after 5-10 years and labels ni bebre one they don't get benefits from our first hit and this our first year, second year. They almost nash you. They don't get anything. So some of them they look beyond a decade. So after 10 years, that is when they be and that's how the infants are after 5 years. They don't know waiting. I feel like be a label no because okay, me make profits. Me save investment I may woman the baby profit I may so be the BDT. But you crew you know. E ba be do some pempen so ni bia ye nya some of this conversation. E ba be do some time na e bia label no so feel say okay me koye partnership bi my ye adwuma aso aba. Be ba beti aba ni bi e depend on. Then we have some of this conversation. And that is the sad part of in common we are AD.
Yeah, that one I agree.
That is the sad part of in common AD. Nobody is saying that we are artists now obi foul say label and I say talent we know because a brand no sign contract in ejuma yen jintum say label ni your favor no. In fact ejuma bia obi hia o services bia enye favor no yo. But abrabo mu so no yetimi drum pempen so bia wo talent pa wo wunim dia wo bibia benko so you need somebody to do you open a certain door for you by giving you a certain platform. It is also favor.
So when me person a breaky conversation here, Drew feels that because he also brought talent as part of the negotiation, you are not doing him a favor because he brought talent and you brought your money. So your money alone couldn't have made highly spiritual. Let's say he started with him. Let's assume he started with him. What he wants to say is that your money and your platform alone couldn't have made you highly spiritual. Yes. His talent came to add up before there was a highly spiritual.
It is true.
It is. That's where the question is. So where does the favor come in?
That is where
because you also coming for the talent. You were not coming for the talent just for coming sake. You also wanted to multiply your or double your investment. That's why you came for the talent.
They all coming in when we are speaking about a 360 business or having a 360 business conversation with no morals. And I say me who be more abory or your talent be only boaphobia. Talebra, better me feel person me told you and man person like that, some of them how it starts in our environment in America. Let's them limit me. I always say we will limit the conversation within space and the realities that is going on. Because business when they be one. Obi America said the boy na kana no cray that there's no argument. There's no argument about what he is saying. I say also company be employee na American. Say me be your HR na me say company na me favor. Me favor in what sense? Or me favor my come school. Maybe they've seen my competence. They think I can work for the company and on my employee. Into my employment, I'm rendering a service. They have to pay me. It's not. They are not doing me a favor. You didn't come away cry. But the entire mind, I hear story. I be reading and the ambition. The realities in our space. And they do honor my to mean deep 360 business and come on. You best share what is really going on. What are our realities? And then pan the cost of Ghana, obu or talent, then of film. Answer no be better say okay, may the music be babe wow. Babe show. That is the conversation we should have because me when I do in Komobi say I am na me yam sheshe me ma artists no. Especially omo afraid no mo ba because they need people like Kewa.
Yeah. To also ignore the risk to put money.
And one say omo was our level na brasa me. They don't care about anything, whatever win, anything they get. And yeah, man sometimes almost when they buy one thing say yeah. Obibeka said they are being ungrateful because we are sure say we do who we now or catch a say okay demands are or yes is here I be a nam so more split no hopefully say or do or meet ke wa na no dey sa demands na ko ni market ke wa be ene ne be ejuma
be the one kakra
ko ne nye ejuma po Satan be o daddy o mbacho daddy o bua me a daddy me srew papa me srew papa me dey me ya obo papa me ya obo yo papa o dey enye papa o ya o papa and the time I said they are using their minds on some of these people and then so na my lose incrophobia lose interest in doing some of these things businesses me I won't call it a favor. And no name man conform there ni da yesu a ye ka so there are talent be ye nyan conform be so mu ye nyan conform be boom ye nyan yes e be ni ho but people read some of these stories people see some of these things and they lose interest sa odone ahomfama na obeka say okay chale Ghana ka talent o ma me so me ko bo obi no nim say oni nipa na enya 10 years kra nipa na we fele say sesia no we drew on chroma on the so camera see this one. And I was say and Rasa let me say this thing on this platform. Sometimes you see the artists when they are coming up. Omudu baby na obofele say yeah they are on spotlight they are in their primer. You see all the platform, the connections, the plugs that they are introduced to. Trimude ene sebi you nyanse work for Monty. And you omofele say they can still get those things, get into such conversations without whoever introduce it to them. One say bebre wo hono ma omo fi omo lebo so a omo so enye se obi na ye di omo abro. Yeah. Sometimes obi anya omo hwe. But they go back as me person uses the sometimes as low as their minds are. Say e bia dipa de be e bia me na Roland na family. And on me age man and I'm Roland so na me who big plot to say some reflex me ni Roland enya asabra so tell contract no ka terminate me no onye age maybe not terminate I still feel like some reflex will give me the same treatment that when I was working with Roland. It doesn't work like that. Well,
let me move on to Chamo. What are you also saying? Quick run.
There are two angles to it, and we have. I mean, some of them, I think we have advised them to change their mindset in terms of doing it business, or if it is a favor, it should be clear from day one. I think the issue is that we also mix the two. We mix the two. Some of them, some of the investors will come in like, me, I just want to help him. But when money start coming, then they realize that it's not just that I want to help him. I want to make money from it. And at that time, too, the musicians, they are like, oh, he's my papa. He wants to help me. When they see the money coming, then they go like, now we have to do business. Forgetting that at the time that you were coming in, you had no bargaining power. In fact, at that time, if that person told you to not to give you anything, just do the music.
You say let's do it.
Or let's do it.
I'm a person with bump. I want to come out.
I don't want anything.
I want to come out. You help me to come out. Everything that will come out of it.
You take it. Yeah, that's the thing. So me, I think we should continue advising them that when you are going in, know that you are doing business. Forget about what the investor will tell you. Some of the investors will just tell you that I'm doing you a favor. In fact, that's the reason why I remember I've told this story before. Somebody, a musician, brought his contract to me. Okay. And then I advised him that this is not a good contract, don't sign. And then the investors also brought the same issue to me, asking me, telling me that the guy doesn't want to sign the contract because he says somebody is advising him. And then and you were the same somebody. And I'm the same somebody. And then they were telling me that they want to help the guy, but he is trying to be stubborn. So I told them that if somebody is advising him, then you have to listen to his side of the thing, and if it makes sense, you have to make changes. If you think it doesn't make sense, then don't also sign him. Why do you want to do somebody a favor just like that? So it's not one-sided story. I think from some of the investors, in the name of I just want to help you, sometimes wants to cheat the musicians. Artist, yes, and the artists, in the name of I just want to come out, ignore all the business aspect of it. But when they get established, when they get to a point that they think that they can demand for what they need, then they want to be stubborn. They want to flex their muscles like we are here. You can't cheat us like that. This is business. That's where they begin to talk business. So it's both sides. I think our musicians going forward should make it clear that this is business. At this point, maybe my bargaining power is not strong. So I will yield to the proposal that you are bringing. But when we get to a stage, we have to renegotiate. Because at that point, me too, I have built something for myself. I have
something to
you have something to now bargain. And then the investors should understand that this is business. So from the beginning, I'm risking it all. So I have to do a business that will favor me to get my money back.
Exactly.
Don't just go in like when Travis and throw money anyhow and later come and cry when the artist wants to move to the next stage. No, you can't hold him back. But get a contract that even if the artist wants to move on, you will get your money. So it will not be a fight. It's about the business. Then we can reduce that moral aspect of it, because day in, day out, years in, year out, we know that it will always end in tears. One party will not be happy. So we can't go on doing that forever. Something should change. So the way Mr. Drew is talking now, Papa ete wa ebe shin wa yakro obesu afan say wo na wo da ayi oba ono papa nso do ya de obedi do atama
obetra foundation
baby ana wo da no an nyina wa hwe de be ma. And he should also stop that. He's not doing them a favor like the way the guy is saying. It's business, because if it's just about favor or no any area mu hono musicians be bro ho and confirm Mr. Drew who ni TV so say he is doing well, he is talented no be fan. So it's about business, but for him maybe based on his beliefs and where he's coming from, he will attach that moral bit of it that yes, he's a young guy, I think he has the talent, let me help him. Okay. It's there, but you are always crying after helping them. Why do you keep on doing that? At least change your ways a bit. Like Kewa should change his strategy. He should make it more business than the moral. The moral side should come, yes, because of your beliefs and how you do your things. In fact, some of them makes you feel good. Sometimes you can help somebody, you don't get anything from them, but the way you feel good is okay. So if that is it, then you won't come back later and cry that they are ungrateful, they are not treating me, and that thing will stop. So me, I will advise both sides. if you are an artist and you are going in, forget about what they will say. Tell them that I think it's because of my talent that you want to sign me or you want to help me. Fine. If you morally you want to help me too, I'll take it. But please, let's do the right things. Like, let's negotiate right. I don't have bargaining power at this time, so you can take the bigger share of whatever comes. But it will get to a point that you have to also consider my stature.
It won't come like that forever.
Yes, it won't be like this forever. So when we get to that point, don't come back and say that I'm ungrateful because you helped me at the time that I was nobody. So I think we should get the balance and we will okay. As for the statement, it's true. I mean, you can't debate this. Nobody is doing anybody a favor. It's just a business partnership.
Okay. But I think one advice that we should also add to the record labels is that maybe they should restructure the regular contracts they've been signing with artists, and maybe introduce themselves to some of the contracts we've seen, the likes of this
Black Sheriff.
People sign him on, where when we shoot music videos, even your costume, all the cabaret. What I said, into everything that the label is doing for the artist. The artist in the
documenting
the cost not to work. Into Anka we say Anka walk on Anka skebi da ho obetua. I think they should do that. And then if the artist really thinks and understands a business there, these are some of the ways they can also go. Say the bear the one because Kewa will be better or paying because he thinks he has lost at this point in time. And Kebi me I recoup in the Sikabia or the shame. But see, and will lose it outrightly like 100%. Oh, now she in Fimu. Banka, oh, yeah, Naka, okay, my thought I am due. Okay, in the next 5 years, who feel with my or the car 10,000 Ghana. Yeah, try to what that year, 5,000. Be Pia or baby at the show. Mafato Nisika was with you at that time. No, our kitters can man.
I'm sure it is out of this that the latest interview from Wayne Chavez. They said now, because of what happened between them and Black Sheriff, they don't see any artist as a family anymore.
Yeah, you don't.
That now, dear, every move they do with artists is purely business. If they give you 1 CD, you would have to account for 1 CD. But first, according to when they saw Black Sheriff, they saw it to be like family.
In fact, recordings in Kaodeka. Recordings in Kaodeka.
Well, Ro, quick one now. You're moving on to the next business.
That's when you do the same thing over and over again, you definitely get the same results. Let's check. This is a conversation that has repeated itself. As far as I can remember, like 4 or 5 times from the same place, meaning they are doing the same thing over and over again. You understand? I also agree when Reagan said they should also restructure the way they approach this whole business. Sometimes, yes, we know that in our space, the moral side of our business stuff is sometimes even overshadow the actual business agreement that we do. And that is one of the weaknesses that we have in this particular industry. This advice, when you want to take or consider what Mr. Drew said, on a business level, he hasn't said anything bad. In fact, when you even take it to the other side, the investor would say the same thing, and especially when it is going in their favor. Anybody who thinks they've done nothing wrong or something is going in their favor would always say something like this. An artist should come and complain and say, my label have done this. When they shot a video for me, they recorded it. When they did this, they recorded it. At the end of my contract, I realized that I was owing $2 million right now. The investors will tell you, yes, it is business. You were not doing us a favor with your talent. We were taking a risk, and you also brought your risk, and now there is cost or there is debt. So we need to find a way to pay that debt until you leave. It is like that. So I believe, yes, now it is about time some of these things, it is unfortunate that it is going to affect certain people who probably would need this moral side of
the new love.
Of course.
Yeah. And then that's when Anarigan said,
Yes.
they will be affected.
They will be the ones who will be affected. And it is unfortunate like that. Some people go and they muddy the waters, and when you go there, Charlie, you can't even fetch a cup to drink. It's unfortunate like that. We can only advise them that yes, especially on both sides, the artists should also be very careful when they are going into such contracts. And you see, the funny thing is that, or one interesting thing is that some of these contracts, it is more or less like the artists may think that because maybe in a year or two they were able to get a breakthrough, start getting some monies here and there, and the label takes its cut. They think that the label has been able to get their capital as well as profit. That is their mindset too. Forgetting that the more you go, the more the cost follows.
Yeah.
They forget. And it usually goes like the least of it is 5 years. The least of it for a label to at least recoup about 90 to 95% of their capital, the least of it is 5 years. After
even
5 years,
that one cry, it should be 5 years with successful songs and albums.
Of course.
If you are there for 5 years and there is no big song,
that one day,
but with already made artists, it's less than that.
Yes.
But, so we are talking
about upcoming. Yes, I'm talking about fresh artists.
The list will
yes,
be that
5 years.
And let's even add that the list of 5 years with hit songs.
With hit songs and breakthrough.
Yes.
That one is yes, it is true. So sometimes the artists forget because they think, oh, at the first, second year, no more breaking through. Yes, they were having some shows. They were getting some monies. The label was taking their 50, 60 or whatever percentage that they all agreed on. But they forget that aside you getting whatever percentage, that's probably, let's say you break through, there's a show that is paying about 50,000. You take 40%, the label takes 60%. Now your money is for you to keep, but the label 60% is back into you.
Yeah.
And that is where sometimes they forget.
Yeah. You have taken yours.
Yes.
But for the label, they have to bring it back.
They have to bring it back.
True. That one's very tricky.
Including other people. So sometimes they forget.
So they will be demanding videos, promotions.
Thinking that.
It's not easy.
So sometimes it gets to the point. So after 5 years, that is where, and especially if they have about 2 or 3 artists on the same label, they are able to balance to make sure, okay, the ones that are up are able to fund the ones that are down. And after 5 years, they are able to at least get about 90 to 95% of their capital. So after 5 years, that is when now the cost or your cost becomes a little lesser. Because at that point, you are very established for you to also do some of your rounds to ease the cost on the label. Now, it is about more or less like 50-50 share of profits now. And that is where the label also sometimes feel like, yes, this is the time for me to also recoup something. So at this point, and you tell the label that, oh, I am not renewing the contract, then some of them, as at that time, Nimpono had not even recouped their capital.
No, they have not.
They've not. Even the last year before your contract elapsed, sometimes the kind of cost that they incur before you say you are not renewing your contract is sometimes sad. So we will just advise, like Chemo said, this is at a point that when you are going as an upcoming artist, know that the beginning you have no leverage. So just put it in the contract, or if you can also let them put it in their contract that, yes, after this time, if I am able to achieve this, set a target, then I would also get some form of negotiation power so we can renegotiate.
Well, interesting conversation, and sometimes we feel for all these people involved. We feel for the artists and we feel for the record labels as well, because it looks like they are all suffocating. None is free. None is free. The artist is bleeding because you see, when you get to the point of Mr. Drill, they also want more because they think, okay, they've gotten somewhere. More investment means more breakthrough, and they expect that investment from the label. The label has also not recouped all their monies yet. So the little that they also want to save, also Musan Famra, and they are bringing it again with no surety. Charlie, it is not easy. I understand this story and how sometimes it gets some way. So we will leave it here and move on to the next business. Now, the next business, let's see if on this platform this week it will be another angle or to be last in the week that we are discussing the Yvonne Nelson, the memoir I Am Not Yvonne Nelson book, and the fact that always every day a different angle comes to us. Today, one of our ardent followers who is from Virginia in America, Gideon Boadi, has also shared this particular angle to this, and I would want us to listen to it, and after that we also come and review what he is saying. Interestingly, this weekend I'll be sharing an interview of a young talent, and do you know the young talent also having the same Yvonne Nelson story? I am shocked, Jemo.
Oh, me, I'm not surprised.
No, like I am shocked because I thought, okay, it will be few people, but
Yeah.
for it to come around me like that, I'm
it
shocked.
is more than
The guy is also an adult now, maybe late 20s or early 30s. He knows his father is alive, but he says anytime he asks his mother about the whereabouts of his father, the mother feels uncomfortable. So now he stopped and he doesn't even want to ask again. Like now he doesn't care about the father again. Then I will release the interview maybe tomorrow or Sunday. Today, I was shocked. Hey, so there will be more like that. So now the guy is saying, oh, so me, I don't want to see him again. Like, so now the woman has succeeded.
Oh, there are plenty of
The woman has
like,
succeeded. So the guy is saying now he doesn't want to see the father again. That's what he's saying, you know, that he doesn't want to see the father again. And so I asked him that. So one day, if you blow, and the man comes and say, "You are my son," what would you do? He said, "I'll ask my mother if it is true. If it is true, then we go on to normal." And that he's saying, but the man knows where they are. The man can simply come and locate them, but they cannot locate him. Hi, Charlie, I was shocked because I thought that star stories were here, but the way it came, landed, hey!
Kwame Eugene too, the same thing happened. So you remember Kwame?
Yeah.
It's more than one person claiming that they are the father of Kwame Eugene.
So still, Kwame Eugene's mother too has not told him who Kwame Eugene's father is.
Reasonably so, based on even Kwame Eugene's reaction.
And now he has also come to understand that I don't need my father.
Yeah.
Let's listen to Gideon. Let's listen to what he said.
Yashami, good morning or good afternoon. I was thinking about something that. Yashami, good morning or good afternoon. I was thinking about something that I don't think a lot of people have thought about. You know, I think Yvonne Nelson's book, first of all, I think it's a great book. I haven't read it yet, but from all I've been hearing. But have you thought about this? That the girl has been planning this for a long time, especially the reason why she mentioned Sarkodie's name. Think about it. You know, there's old songs of Sarkodie, very old songs that has resurfaces. And in those songs, you know, he brags about sleeping with a certain girl and making her give abortion or denying the pregnancy. Go listen to those old songs. He talks about sleeping with somebody and the girl saying she's pregnant and he denies it or told the girl saying, "No, no." So don't you think, say, after doing that to Yvonne Nelson, sleeping with her, getting her pregnant, denying the pregnancy, or saying you don't want the pregnancy, taking her to the clinic, leaving her there with no phone call to check on her whether she's okay or not, and then you make music about it. Just like we all know Sarkodie for not responding to things right away, and then in a minute or later on, he drops a rap to resolve or to answer all those people who were criticizing him. That's how Yvonne Nelson did. She kept silent for a long time. Because all those songs Sarkodie made about her, I'm pretty sure said Charlie. Nene ya, but wankasa, she smiled until she has responded. And this is how I'm gonna go back and listen to those music, brother me. It just hit me just this morning. I was like, I was actually going to call you, but you're probably busy. So, but listen to those old songs. He was clearly talking about Yvonne Nelson. And I said, "Oh, so maybe why you be braid? Yeah, maybe on him be braid. I don't know. We don't. We don't see it. We don't know. Brother, respect."
Well, this is Gideon's opinion, and I know when it happens like this, various opinions. As I see, Obia, what I drink. Jamo, also I drink anything.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, I think I've said it in our previous shows that I agree with Yvonne Nelson writing her story, and unfortunately for people, unfortunately for people, they will not look good in that her story.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's life. I mean, nobody will be happy if they are not looking good in someone's book. But what can you do? You just have to find a way to deal with it. So for that matter, yeah, I think it's cool. She's doing her thing. With Gideon's angle, yeah, I agreed with him to some point until he said that maybe this is Yvonne Nelson's way of responding to somebody. I disagree with him. The reason is that even if she because of what can come, like if she thought about it at the time that she was writing the book and said that this one, if I bring it out, it will cause a lot of confusion or whatever, so I want to take it off. I want to take it out of the book. Any writer who is working with her or even the publisher who will read that portion will also convince her to put it in because it will sell. It's because it's Sarkodie, not any other person. So marketing wise or business wise, it makes sense to put that story in there. So yes, it can cure the payback that she wanted to do, if that's the case, of also doing something to hurt Sarkodie. But I think the main motive or the stronger reason for her to put that thing in is business. It will sell. So for no matter what, if that was the intention or not, that the idea that it will sell will put that portion in the book. That's why I disagree with Gideon that we can't be sure that that was a way that Yvonne Nelson wanted to pay Sarkodie back, because Sarkodie has been bragging in his songs that I slept with somebody and I convinced her to take it out and whatever. Yes, that can also be the reason, but we can't be so sure of it. So I would disagree with him just based on that. It makes business sense to put this portion in the book. Okay. In fact, we are discussing it because mostly, like all the discussion that are out, including Gideon's point, is because of Sarkodie. If there are some other people that we are not so sure that Yvonne Nelson also had encounter with them, but they are not in the book. Yeah, maybe. So why not those people? They are nobodies. If you are nobody, if you can't
nobody
sell,
will consider you.
No. If you can't sell her book, if you can't sell her story, she won't put you in. Even if you did something even worse than what Sarkodie did. She won't. Sarkodie will always be the preference here. She will prefer putting Sarkodie in Nyanya or that kind of people in telling her story than people who at the point that maybe they did worse than these people in terms of her relationship issues. Okay. So I think it makes business sense for Yvonne Nelson to write about Sarkodie, Nyanya, and others that we are discussing instead of any other person. Okay. And well, fortunately for her, let's take it that yes, she wanted a revenge. Then what yeah. So in that sense, yes, she may get the revenge to some extent,
and at the same time
cash out. Yes, that's what it is. So me, I want people to see that it's business first, and other things will come. Because to have the idea that I want to write a book, business. Anybody to have the idea that I want to write a book, the first consideration is business. Then the other things will follow. Because there are other means for you to tell your story without getting anything from it. So if any person consider that, okay, I want to tell my story, but I want to tell it through a book, know that that person wants to make money first. Apart from sharing, so any other things like her mother being a victim in these circumstances, Sarkodie to also getting his share, and others. And even some people may even be a hero in that book. I mean, some people also get good praises and all that, and they will look like an angel. I will not feel that she will intentionally say that I want to make this guy look good because that person has helped me. In fact, Enkawa Canada just to praise that person. But fortunately for such people, she wants to do business, write a book, and they will come in, and then people will say, oh, this guy is a good guy because he or she helped Yvonne Nelson in time of need. That time that Yvonne Nelson needed some people like that, they were there. That's what it is. So such is life. As I said earlier, you will not always get it right, and you will have to face the consequences of your actions, whether good or bad. At that point, you can't do anything with it. The better way is to find a way to live with it. So I would disagree with Gideon on the angle that Yvonne Nelson's response is just to hurt Sarkodie. I would say that Yvonne Nelson's book is to make money, and even if to hurt others who have also dealt with him not in a good way, then it's one stone killing two birds for her. Yes.
Well, Ro, continue from there for me.
And Brasam is the same thing. I believe that yes, Yvonne say travel for Manaton because if you want to single out Sarkodie because Sarkodie's name is the one that is making the book sell now, then he would have been the only person to feature in the book. In fact, she would have profiled him from beginning to end. But since there were other people who were also mentioned, including some people who were also being praised in the book, then you can clearly see that Sarkodie is just part of a bigger agenda. Sarkodie is just a fraction of a bigger agenda. And yes, that is from your understanding, depending on how you're looking at it. But she is the author. And when you ask her, even from beginning to the end, Sarkodie's portion is just some few pages in the book. The majority or the main story about this whole book is about her family, and things that surrounds her family. That's it. Even her life, Ankasa, and the people that she's been involved with, Nankasa, her personal life, as even her as a human being, the cry is just small in the book.
Small fraction.
It's just a small fraction. And Sarkodie is part of that small fraction. So if you say it is a direct revenge to Sarkodie, then she would have profiled Sarkodie from beginning to end.
But is that not enough what she put in there?
She did. Oh no, it is not. No, because she
can say more.
She can say more.
She can say more.
Yes, she can say more than this.
In fact, my relationship with Sarkodie, a full book.
Yes, a full book.
Well,
oh yes.
Well. Their movements,
their trips, the things they've done, the places they slept, the kind of skills they do. Like it would have been Nanka ever tried a whole encyclopedia, a whole dictionary ever tried. You understand? So yes, maybe he is seeing it as a revenge to Sarkodie. But even if you are seeing it as a revenge to Sarkodie, then you are also not being fair.
Why?
Because aside, it is not only Sarkodie's name that was mentioned in an awkward way.
See, he said something. He said, as a matter of fact, he has not read the book. But from reviews he's hearing, this is what he's thinking. And there are many people who are thinking like this.
No problem.
There are many people.
No problem.
Only those who have the right thinking about the book are those who have read it from beginning to end.
Of course.
But apart from that, those who have not read, they all think that, oh, dear. That's why someone will come attacking Sarkodie.
In fact, the things that Yvonne Nelson said about the mom is more derogatory than even Sarkodie. Sarkodie is only now there is Yvonne Sarkodie. As for this kind of stories there, like I said, there are plenty in the system, plenty. But just that most of them are not popular. They are not from popular people. That is why most of them we wouldn't hear them like we are treating them like this one. So me, yes, I don't agree with him entirely that this is a direct revenge to Sarkodie. If he sees this as a revenge to Sarkodie, then it is just a stray bullet that somebody has just caught.
Okay, Nana, take over.
I don't know. Unfortunately, I think I'm the only person that agrees with him.
Why can't you also agree with him? But why do you agree with him?
You see, Brasame, this is a historical account that Obia Shedao or I'm a friend say. Then I did you was school and keep your cupboard and I got to diary. And you see, Obia or very learned or keep diary be accounts be keep your diary in the mobile only
one day, yes, it's true.
The person knows
especially
exactly
women.
And those accounts are very
the person knows
especially
exactly
women. If a woman has been keeping note of
on him exactly what she is going to use it for.
Oh my goodness.
And see, so Okase a plan that I will agree with him. Because me, if I'm not planning to do anything with my relationship with Chemo, yeah, to flip bottle, yeah, quite sorry. Men control baby, because men planning so watching a beach mo why we are and Achemo ekoto private jet.
Oh, warrior, near business and one will be bigger.
No,
I
sorry them and I'm sorry them and in fact, the bedo okay be na I don't know about YouTube superstar. So, Aquawe, with your mom can decide of them. The more person motive story in a book with mom better.
And it's only the show book more pet. Agenda assistant.
That see. And no mom, you know now, come, no way I jam. But what done? Only planning. Yvonne life, we cannot testify to the fact that Yvonne Nelson has had a very successful life, she's well to do. And he will keep his account now from the university time. I graduates, by this time. I don't think me, Brasame. I doubt. Say Yvonne, so ono ankasa tenase na so be di no krama no. Na revenge winning. Send me the entire book na I see the mother and Sarkodie as the motivation of this, telling her life story. Yes.
Well, on that note, I think it's right. On this particular line, yes.
Motivation
on this particular line, the two people, they are the pillars. The rest, no, they say. And then the dialogue, the rest of the dialogue.
Me say, we you confirm you know every book ni mo. Anke bi anke Yvonne e the story ni be tra series. Be am characters be who say the story but the twa movie am ko fa be na mu aye bibi ko we wa jin ska ko. But for Yvonne to sit down and do this, I agree with them. I think say me need tap and come send in the moment.
I had a tap for I had a tap
and I know they will be there.
Only I agree there. But Gideon is an active boy. I say, they say a crowd.
No, Brasame, me Yvonne. I deal with. Meaning say Yvonne Kasankasa. If you sit with Yvonne to do an interview, Obeka to so plan ya dey we ya che. Who say yeti Sarkodie?
Oh, so that's what why tweet me that. Why tweet me that so? Obetro book. Oh, yeah.
Enti wa planning. Yeti Sarkodie obi timi boss Sarkodie on beka hwe. Obi man feature collaborators of their phone.
That's what Gideon is saying that.
And also that Yvonne so use no.
Yvonne also saw the strategy.
So the koye movie crap when I be onya Sarkodie to come and play a character be or baby or uncle for because he Sarkodie ni Yvonne say twa movie nti na enko to bi ne kwahye. But the chiro movie or the chiro booker no boss Sarkodie din movie. You see she doesn't need like plenty chapters to hit on Sarkodie.
Okay.
Especially when you chrome a relationship. Oh, here one one night no any die in the pay. Well, one night no any die. And you see me, I think that she would have done more. I am strong. I may feel strongly say uncle or more accounts between on any Sarkodie and the back and go in you. Uncle Betro Nini na. But if your relationship now say I could be a minimum and give you relationship. Mungo baby now. Musia party I say. Musia party. We are party. We are power.
That is no biao. Bakibe ishare. Any she Ushana my offer. Now God Nicole.
I think that Yvonne now mentioned was part of the book. Said, or someone said that date.
No.
Yeah.
It wasn't like proper
It's a
patupa. Gangam pa. Yeah, to aso. Enti me sure say proper dating na ebiom optimi tena ho na ma plan say okay Charlie after ebia 4 months e pese e ko Dubai e ko di be 1 week bi ba e na ankomoni Sammy flex e join Sammy flex mo call Dubai trip bia me sinka Yvonne di be shem dey see wo flight ni mu ko do Dubai dey omo ye ni na ko di be she book ni but only sa account ni bi the one na watchro no the Yvonne Nelson war between on any Sarkodie no and no one na watchro no enti we no Yvonne or your coach and a tactical coach. Tactical pan. And you is a sub. What's up? Obviously, I'm about 10 years, but accounts no better accounts. So me, I agree with Gideon.
Okay.
I agree with him 100%.
Okay. Nana, keep on and let's do this. I have seen something. I think we've started discussing this offline or off air before. And I want to have other opinions on it, and maybe if it becomes necessary, might even revisit this topic again, get other legal brains to be part of this. So there is a YouTube channel called Official Gunshot TV, and on this particular platform, on this channel, we have seen the channel is fond of writing a certain name to do something, and this name I'm talking about is Wendy Shay. At every point in time, this channel has been writing something about Wendy Shay. Anytime I see the Wendy Shay, personally, anytime I see it, I feel it is my Wendy Shay or our Wendy Shay. I go and check, and it is a certain lady who has been seen as a drug addict, and now I'm sure she's recovering or something like that. And the guy keeps on writing Wendy Shay. So I'm even on the channel right now. I just went to his videos, and some of the headlines are Wendy Shay first time meeting a Ebenezer together. I'm sure if you see this, you will not think about any other Wendy Shay than one Wendy Shay. Another one says Wendy Shay emotional, gunshot tears up when Wendy's leg being something. And he say, this one says, amazing. Wendy Shay wishes Gunshot happy Father's Day and extended blah, 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 blah. Then another one says, Wendy Shay confirms her leg doing better now comparing it to before. Like, another one says, Wendy Shay sadly talks about her past and sends her apology to mom and dad. And like the Wendy Shay story there, this one I took Wendy Shay to treat her leg for the 4th time. Wendy Shay became emotional after she tries to reach. Like Wendy Shay happy after getting new medicine. Like Wendy Shay everywhere. It was a big surprise to Wendy Shay as I brought her pizza. And they have a good number of views. Because there is a certain Wendy Shay in them. I saw this and I asked Nana, as a label, if this comes to your notice, how would you guys treat this? Of course, we've had some off-air discussion, but
I think I have an assignment on the videos, so I won't say much about it. But I think the digital blood money thing that I've been saying. Right now, whoever that is doing this doesn't care about the brand Wendy Shay. The person feels like or you should say the captions are, of course, and then they were attractive views, man. So that's exactly what you are doing. But we've had conversations about it, and you see, knowing Ghanaians, some of the videos that I have personally seen here, I say, girl and a home family. And if you want to go on somebody like that, people will not consider the business and
how they are hurting you.
How they will just jump and say, oh, you need to me heading and now crying and now own feeling or the neck court now and say can be. So the little I can say is that something will definitely be done about it. Yeah, something, because this is, I mean, Wendy Shay is a brand name in Ghana here.
Yes.
And everybody knows.
Someone's brand name.
Yes, it's somebody's brand name, and everybody knows who Wendy Shay is. And if somebody is using the same name to do whatever that the person is doing, then we need to dig in some
fact, personally, I don't know about others. Maybe some of you might have come across that. Many times they pop up anywhere Wendy Shay. I always go to check. Is it there Wendy? But I'll go and
it's somebody else.
Yeah.
So like we will do some findings. I don't want to put out more details. Like we will definitely do some findings, because what it is, or be also. You can't fault her. Say Wendy Shay. We will see the kind of conversation we'll have about it. So
well, Ro, what do you also suggest about this?
Right, Simon, this is a clear issue of trademarking and copywriting. Like, just trademark the name. That's the only thing you can do.
What do you mean by just trademark the name?
So trademarking the name is more or less like you registering the name or registering a business, whereby nobody can use that particular name to do whatever they want to do. That's it. Because when the Shay, as you rightly said, it's a brand. It's more or less like a company now. So if anybody cannot wake up and say, I am using Fidelity Bank to do this, Fidelity Bank to do that, or I'm using Sammy Flex TV or Sammy Flex TV that to do whatever they want to do. The moment, because Sammy Flex TV or Flex Entertainment has been trademarked or registered, anybody who uses this particular name will be called. Like there will be a legal action towards that person. It is as simple as that. And as artists,
so until they do that, there is no offense here.
So it depends on even how you are able to prove it. But what will make your case very solid is when you trademark it. That is the only thing that will make your case solid, because this is a name, and when it comes to names, so many people can have the same name. But what will make
but you see, these are special names. It is not just a name. And it is not like someone is called Ban, Kweku Ban, Sammy Ban. Anybody can be Sammy Ban. But Wendy Shay is a special name.
That is why it is advisable for artists or people who find themselves in this space to trademark their names or register them. That's why it is. Because there's a tendency most of these things would happen, and they might conflict with your brand, where some of them would even affect you negatively like it is doing now. So this is just a case study for other artists to also know that as a creative person, there is that responsibility on you to make sure that you register your name, register your business, trademark every other name that you would want to protect. Yes, morally, you can reach out to them and just plead with them. But if you want to take the legal action right now, the first question that will be asked is, has the name been trademarked? Where are the documents attached to it?
Okay.
Because yes, you are using Wendy Shay or you are using this particular name. You don't know how long that person has also been using that name. You understand? You don't know. You can't prove it. You can't prove how long that particular person has also been using that name. You understand? So some of these things, when you want to go the legal way, unless you want to use the moral ways to just try and appeal to their conscience for them to desist from some of these things, then, but if you want to you go the legal way, when she has lots of materials to prove that yes, she has the potential or she is good to register that particular name or trademark it. She has lots of materials to prove. And when she goes to any court or any institution that she wants to trademark the name Wendy Shay, in fact, there are lots of materials that will help her to do it, for them to do it for her. So she can.
So at this stage there, I mean, even if they want to make any move, they don't have a case.
It will be moral. It will be based on morals.
Wow.
And you know, the one interesting thing also is that the person has never used Wendy Shay's picture or anything of Wendy Shay. She's never used, like the person has not used anything of Wendy Shay's. So you can't hold him to it. It will just be a moral appeal or a moral attack. That is what it will be based on. But legally, you would have to trademark it or register it.
Well, Chabo, what are you also adding to this?
Okay, I think I have more to say because I've been following that channel.
Okay.
So I know what is going on there.
Good.
And what they are doing, yes, legally, there's nothing wrong.
Okay.
Like you can't hold them legally in any way.
Okay.
The thing is what Roland said. One, they are not using Wendy Shay's image in their videos. They are not putting Wendy Shay as a thumbnail or whatever. Like Wendy Shay's name is nowhere in what they are doing. Her image, yeah. Her image is nowhere in what they are doing. So when it comes to usage of the name, then it will be like if you want to own a name legally, then you have to register it just to prevent others from using it. But if it is just a name that you are using for your trade or whatever, anybody at all can use it until you register the name. Because if you register the name and I go for the same name, they will tell me that somebody is using it, so nobody else can use it.
Okay.
Then you can prevent people from using the same name for the for trade or other things. So until you do that, you don't have much.
Okay.
Yes. And again, they will go further and ask whether the person is using the name in a way closer to your business that can damage you. That's another question that you have to answer.
Okay.
Because what they are doing, apart from the name Wendy Shay, it has no connection with the artist Wendy Shay. They are not using her music, they are not using her image, they are not saying anything in connection that they are even a family member or a cousin or nothing.
Okay.
It's just about a lady who at the point was an addict, and then they took her from a place that they think if she stays there she can't stop, and then trying to rehabilitate her in their own way. And so they are documenting the journey of her recovering from being an addict, got an injury and treating the injury, like he got
a clean person.
Yes, so that's what it is. So yes, it will deceive people when they see the name Wendy Shay. When some people see the name, then they will be like, is it the Wendy Shay that I know, the artist? Then they will click. But when you go there, it has nothing to do with Wendy Shay. So you can't hold them just based on the name. And the name, if you have not registered it, yes, she will have a case because the name Wendy Shay is popular because of her. So it will be easier for her to claim it legally. But until you do that or until you push for that, it will be a moral issue. And I think if they go morally, it will not be a good thing for the brand Wendy Shay. Yes. In fact, I feel that it will even damage the name that you want to protect more than you letting it go like this. In fact, for the social media platform, that's why they brought the verification check marks. Because you can't prevent anybody from using any name until it is verified. If you verified your name, yes. If anything happens with other the name similar to your name,
is against what's the name? I'm using someone's name, like impersonation. Twitter is against it.
Yes, and you are talking about the impersonation. But even on Twitter, if you write the name and you make it clear that it's not the person that you know, it's allowed. And I can write Wendy Shay and then write.
Do you know how Medical was taken off Twitter?
Yeah, of course.
I think he used the picture.
Medical's case, he used the picture. He used a name similar to it, and he was registered.
He was using his name.
No,
he was using his name, and he used Akufo-Addo's picture.
He used Akufo-Addo's picture, and then the next thing was Mr. President. Before his his name was the account handle, the handle like at social and so at AMG Medical, but and people will see the image and the username before they even think about the handle. So as for Medical, he was rightly in the wrong, because it will deceive people more than so. If the same thing scenario, Medical was using his image, and then the name was Mr. President, nobody would think that this is a Akufo-Addo, because they are so distinct in terms of image. For people to think that they are even maybe they resemble each other, that's why no, they don't resemble. Like they are not like their image is so far apart. So even if you now use your own image and you write Akufo-Addo or President Akufo-Addo, you are not in the wrong, because the image is telling more than the name. You are not impersonating anybody. So the same way, if the Wendy Shay lady now has an account on Twitter and as Wendy Shay with her image, she's not in the wrong, because anybody who will click that image will see that this is not Wendy Shay that I know. So it will just be a moral issue, or you go legal way to prevent people from using the name, or you verify just for those who wants to do genuine business to deal with you. Because as for impersonation, people ambushing you or trying to be smart to use your name to do business, in fact, all the big companies that you can mention, all the big artists or the big personalities that you can mention, or any other platform, somebody is using their names and even using it to dupe people, and it will not change today or tomorrow. You only do what will make you far away from such things. But in this case, I think is me. Even if I'm happy to be part of Wendy Shay's the artist team, it will even be better to collaborate with them. In that sense, you can now convince them to change the name, because you are not going. You are going in good faith. Okay. You can do one or two and say that you are doing well for yourself, you are doing well, but I prefer you change the name so that people will not even coming to your page will not think that it is me or I have anything to do with you. But if you go and fight with them, it will only be a moral fight, or you going to damage your own image, because in the court of public opinion,
you are going to lose.
So me, I'll prefer it's either they just make it as it is, like don't say anything about it, or you go in a form of even collaborating with them or something, because she's not doing anything direct with you, like she's not looking like you, she's not using your song, she's not using your image, she's not saying anything in connection with you. And you know, just the name, be careful how you fight such people.
Well, interesting education here, and I'm sure maybe like Nana Reagan said, he will continue to do his assignment behind the scenes. Let's see how this also comes out, because personally, sometimes when I see some of the headlines and the name when Shay comes, I feel uncomfortable. Very, very uncomfortable. Very, very, especially in this world that some people can just take a headline and run to market with it. I know who. Hey, you see where the Shay and I boo. But not enough.
But I feel your distance. Why you are feeling like I get it, because you get you get some messages in at the for you I over that position. That's
no a hard dream. To the very last story, then we run away from here. I'm going to show you guys a video, and you react to the video for me, or you tell me the good and bad of this video. Richie, let's watch the Chinese people singing Ghana's gospel music. Let's watch it right now.
Also.
Parase, Yankupong Yeudo, Yesudo, Imizing Wang, Mitiasi.
Yenkan vidie chuma papie namaya, enuntiu babe u eningwasie u de mame.
Nemua mama tiasese, Senya sonya sa sente wareno, Sarana me mi pomso ni na efriho.
何も私もないフィニキケンデニをエルナアマムディリお茶ににメンティリワレダエセレニョニャンヤマカニャモジャナスミルアヤマメ
アワワドベニセイエスウィマミワスヤミボニニナ Wasinjane so Eradi mazika Mojana mamedibi Isunya wa ye Misimedi rechida Awawa dobeni Seyesu imami Wasiami boninina Wasinjane so Eradi mazika Mojana mamedibi Isunya wa ye Misimedi rechida Awawa dobeni Seyesu imami Wasiami boninina Wasinjane so Eradi majika Mojana mamedibi Isunya wa ye Misimedi rechida.
Well, so this is a video from TV3's show, that is Showbiz 360, hosted by Giovanni. And in this video, a group of Chinese youngsters have been seen singing one of our popular songs. This is Daughters of Glory, just eh?
No, Cindy Thompson.
Oh, Cindy Thompson. Oh, Cindy Thompson.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm quite sorry.
Cindy Thompson's song, Amamado. Oh, is that the name? Amamado. Well, so after watching this video, I was asking, okay, in Ghana, we have the history or the stories of Chinese coming to own some things in Ghana, and sometimes they even end up killing some of our people, shooting them at mines, centers, and all those things, shops and offices. And now they are singing our songs. Some people laugh with it. Some people see other philosophies out of this. Others will also see nothing wrong with it. I'm asking my people, what do they see with this video? Ru, let's cut like that and run away with it.
First of all, let me say big ups to Black Rasta.
Baby, are you shameful?
I think it is time Black Rasta released that Chinese album.
Okay.
He has to do it. Well, this is amusing. This is just interesting. Well, it means that yes, our industry is interesting enough for people to also find interest in it. That is why I am one person that I don't have a problem when somebody would also want to do some from another country. In fact, yes, everybody can do this at any point in time. In the same way, some of us will see this as interesting. It is I see certain videos of sometimes Ghanaians also in China. When they speak Chinese with these Chinese guys, they are also fascinated by some of these things. It happens as human beings. This is not something that we should tell them, go to your country, go and do your own, go and sing your own, don't sing our song, don't do this, don't do that. No, come on. It is that particular thinking is outmoded. That particular thinking is archaic. This has nothing to do. This has no effect on your industry. In fact, this will even help promote those people's songs. That is if they are properly documented. When these guys begin to do these songs, especially when they even do it in their country, and it falls back to yours, and your product is properly documented, there is no need for you to come and shout that a Chinese man is singing your song or an Indian is singing your song. Unless you tell me that you would not collaborate with any of them, should an opportunity like that come. Yes, if you do it, then there's no need for you to get pissed over this.
Okay.
In fact, that is why if we celebrate some of these things, or we see nothing wrong with these things, when some of our people also begin to have certain donations, certain words from other people, we should not chastise them. We should not hold their neck and say, why are you singing like Nigerian? Why are you singing like Gabonese? Why are you singing like Francophone? We should stop that thing. This is an interesting stuff, and me, I don't have any problem with it. In fact, it is interesting. I will watch and I'll watch it over again. Just like I watch my fellow Ghanaian brothers also speaking Chinese and other languages in their country. And they are also fascinated about it. So big ups to them. I praise in the Thompson song and other people's song that they sing like this or they perform are properly documented, whereby the more these guys begin to do continue to do this, they will also get some form of benefit from it.
Nana, what do you also make of this?
I see it as a win for the artists and the entire country's music space.
Okay.
I mean, let's just imagine or close our eyes and or maybe when we wake up one morning and then the entire China is singing Ghanaian songs. Like, what does that mean to you? How would you take that? I mean, that is what we are all hoping to see, that a day will come that America is singing high life. UK is singing hip life. Like, everybody is talking about high life, hip life music, Ghanaian gospel songs. These are things that every artist looks forward to, because the international you want them to go and sell Ghanaian songs. So if the Chinese people are singing as far back as Cindy Thompson's hit songs, then it should tell you something. It should really. I think that even the recent gospel artists should pick one or two lessons from what these guys are doing, because if the sound of Cindy Thompson's way back his song, his song is catching a vibe with these people and they are finding interest in that sound, then you should, like, in your productions, in your writings, you should pick one or two from this. Because how many current songs does these Chinese people sing when they go out to perform to people? In as much as people watch them and laugh, people Chinese we shouldn't take away the songs they are singing. What is making them choose or select those songs? We shouldn't lose focus on that. It is very, very important, especially to the industry players, like the musicians, the producers, and all of that.
What is appealing?
Yeah, what is appealing? You should pay attention to that and know that, okay, if you are doing this kind of sound, then the Chinese people are going to catch a vibe. These are some of the tricks Nigerian people are using. These are some of the tricks. They will do the sounds that your people wants to hear, and then they will come to the country, come and promote it and dominate your space. And business-wise, they are winning. So if you think today China people or Indians are catching a vibe with a particular songs or sounds from you, you need to work on that. Like, pay attention to that. If you have to, like, restructure sounds, you know, how producing it, you push it. And then another thing is that when I see some of this, I've also seen one Chinese girl who was singing, I think, Sarkodie said that
I see.
TikTok,
yes, I've seen that video too. So I was just sitting there, and it brings my mind to the language barrier conversations we've been having. Because if these are like far away, like China people, they are singing the video word to word, like
because some of the words I didn't know.
You understand? Word to word. And you know, like, I think there should be something that we need to have a conversation about, than limiting ourselves to just saying let's write or sing in English. let's write English songs. Let's do this, let's do that. Because when the Thompson new release, old. Very old. Over 10 years.
There's no brofu in it.
There's no brofu in it. So if now Chinese people will sit down and say, hey, even if a gun and you cry, it is still a big deal.
Yeah.
Yes, Ghanaian will probably.
How did they get that love for the song?
It is still a bit. Look at the from the like. You can see the passion and excitement in them. Because and when I'm sitting back and watching, I know that when you are not putting yourself into it, and you're there. But I say be at 20 now. But their body language, everything, the excitement around them, you could feel it. And also, I'm not crying all day. And one last thing I want to talk about is Cindy Thompson. So, if there's a way, now Roland they can't say maybe they should document some of this and say that the artists will, make certain profit or gains out of what the guys are doing. I think collaborations too won't be bad. Like they should maybe sit down. I don't know how, but they should sit down and come up with something or think about something, what they can do with even these guys. Because China, Mama Bati, the Telebabe interview, and when they came, what they want to win your audience with is your own song. So what it means is that imagine collaborating with these guys and then maybe going to China to perform with these guys.
That's also going to be another big win.
Exactly. It is going to be so maybe the Cindy Thompson and her team can also sit down and draw a plan, try to find these guys, collaborate with them, go to China. Some people are winning big in India. You can also win in China. They are all international. It is not only America that is international.
Well, Chamu, wrap up for us. Time is up.
So, let me wrap up. And I see only positive in this. But sociology wise, like when sociology 101, I remember in my rural sociology class, my teacher told me that if you go anywhere and you want them to accept you, especially in Ghana here, and they offer you water or food, eat it, take it. Like you go there, anything that they cherish or anything that they offer you, try your best
accept
to accept it.
Whether you like it or not.
Yes, and that's a way to for them to also
easily
see you
as
for you to get there
as one of them.
Yes. So for the Chinese, they are following the sociology book. I mean, if they are singing your song, you will be happy. You will accept them. So that's positive. And then again, using your song means it is powerful enough for them to get the acceptance quickly or even get the attention that they are looking for. Or what it is telling us that we have good thing going on. We just have to do it right. And again, the same way, if you are also going to China and you want to accept them, you want them to accept you quick. These are some of the ways. I mean, try to learn their language, try to sing their song or something. And this thing that we are seeing is not new. Like wherever you go, if you are not part of them, but you make an effort to sing their song, eat their food or something, they will easily accept you. We have Ghanaian celebrity in Korea, North Korea, something Ochre. I think Kweku Ochre or something. Like there's something before the Ochre. And he was just a celebrity or a sensation because he could speak fluent Korean language, and he was on television. When he's on the street, people are taking pictures with him and all that because of the way he can speak the language. And then he added the entertainment bit of it. So people should also, I've seen others arguing that they can just speak your language, and so what? When we go to Germany, we can speak German language, and they are not treating us like that. When they come to your place and they are speaking your language, and you are treating them special and all. That argument is fraud, because those people who are speaking the language, they are not just speaking the language. They are using it to entertain people. So if you are in Germany, you can speak German and entertain them with the German language. I bet you will be a celebrity in Germany. Nothing will change. The same thing will happen to you. So they should not just look at the language, and because those that we are fond of, those that we think that hey, otimika tree ni one, and ye tree ni keke, they use it to do something. Kwame Yeboah was part of Kumawood. Like I don't know if he is still active. That's why I'm saying he was doing Kumawood movies with them. So if Obi Fred Kwame Yeboah say we interview no or country.
Oh yeah, that slim guy, the Italian guy or whatever.
Yeah. It's because he could act, not because he can just speak the language, and that's it. So we, especially our people outside, I know that this argument may even come under our post. That's why.
There was one that was even doing a favor.
Yes. They are actors or actresses. So in the same way, if you are in Germany, you can speak their language and you act well in their movies, you will be a celebrity. Nothing will change. You just say all the races, they are races, whatever. If you can do something that they feel that for you to go this extent, you are better off.
My guy, me call a German for movie audition. Be my family. Moving on, over the brophone dash we know the man script on the man. There was just one line be Dutch line be. My bed 50 minutes.
You got that, yeah, disqualified.
Oh, we just have a kayak. Oh yeah. I don't know any people. I was mates the moon, John Dumelo Moon. Yeah, it was big.
So yes, people learn your language and use it to do something. They are likely to get accepted, or they are likely to even do more than wow, or say your language because at that point it goes beyond just the language. They are using it to do something. So if the argument is that's the way you go, what about people I know motiha or modi language I know my offer of celebrity? It's the same thing. Because they are doing extra than just the language. They are using the language to entertain you. So these foreigners, when they come, they learn the language and use it to entertain us. We will be amazed. You praise them and all that. But they are now part of the competition in terms of those who are entertaining us. So you also have to up your game. One appeal game now say omo take over. Me can say are there now you treating foreigners better than you. No, they are beating you to the competition. That's why. If you are the best, they know there's no way say a Chinese for we anything the Thompson. Yes, or Montoni my be Chinese for now you need Cindy Thompson. Cindy Thompson is the best in this space. So yeah, I think it's positive if people are learning your songs. They will put much effort to get to this stage, and this is a means for them to get accepted here. So we should learn something from it. Wherever you go, try to do same.
All right. So once again, I was talking about cultural infiltration. I also want to believe this is one of them, where our culture has been able to infiltrate that of Chinese, that they are here and they are not doing but they are really singing Angwangwa Do Baby. A good way to wrap up our week here on Sammy Flex TV Showbiz Daily, and I'm so proud to be with you throughout the week, Monday through to Friday. It has been awesome. Thanks for your comments, thanks for your reviews, thanks for sharing, and if you've not subscribed to us, please do. Special thanks to my panel members, in Team Dodo Solomon, Nana Reagan, as well as Nana. Today, one man called from America. He says I should extend his greetings to you, some Nigerian guy. The guy who called me, on video. He said, tell that Nana Reagan, him there, when I meet him, he said you hate Nigeria too.
Today, so would he also?
This guy will let me go. No.
But would he also admit that Nigerians also hate me? I don't see that as hate. I think it's just
you hate them. They also hate you.
I don't even hate them. I have more Nigerian
friends. Then they also don't hate
now.
you.
And no, because of what he is saying. He is saying that I hate Nigerians too much. And I'm saying I don't hate Nigerians.
Okay.
Even in Ghana here, I chill with Nigerian boys. Oh, plenty.
Well, to them, that's how they see it, unfortunately. That's how they see it. Well, thank you so much. Be part of us. Remember, we are still here with you this weekend.
You take me on the talk.
Thank you, Digital Rasta, currency on camera, with Flex, editor, director of the show. My name is Sammy Flex. Over the weekend, we'll still be coming your way with some videos. So get ready for some more. We are out of here. Bye.